Oh, hello there. Well, this is an odd sight of that's an odd sight of things. Yeah, and so I'm not. So this is a recording. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube for a quick, sort of simple video. This video, well, my fleet of my creations that are in a certain pattern, if you will. Some quite large, some more newer than others, some old, some kind of left, not fully completed. Some can be optimized, some can be. But what it is, I'll show you here today. So we're gonna have a look over all of them, and I'm just gonna quickly double check. Did I actually save? Yes, I did save the this one, the Pelican. So let's start over with the not military classed vehicles. So we do. Okay, I should get my spectators to be honest, because that'll be a lot better. Press tab. So we have here the Duckley cruiser class, or class cruiser, whatever you want to call it. This is more like a diplomatic, civilian, no weapons, cargo transport, supply runner, scientist vessel. It's sort of something that you don't fight in. It's got 2 nacelles at the back for its main thrust power. It's got a nice bridge here. It's quite good, and yeah. There's one major weakness with this, of course. You've got the nice open bit of the glass, and the reactors are at the very front here in this little bulge section. So, without a real military escort, it's a bit of a, it can be a bit of a target. Anyway, we're gonna head a look inside and show you the features. So no hangar doors, quite open, I made it simple for myself. Some cargo space, and if we head all the way to the front, we should have a door, a no-lock door. And then we have our gravity generator with our reactors behind it, surrounded by blast door blocks. So it's armoured, but it can be taken out easily from the front if you all work hard enough on it. So there's that. Let's take a quick mosey on upstairs. We have batteries, we have a jump drive, I think that is a jump drive, yep. We have a medical bay, cryopods. This is one of my creator ships that are not wide up survival. It's more or less it works if I want it to work, sort of thing. We have 2 cargo spaces on the left and right side, just mirrored. And then we have the bridge. She flies quite well. She's not awful to fly. Not brilliant at the same time. She's probably one of the better ones to fly that I've made. Quite equal all around. So let's head on to the next ship, which I think is the probably one that needs a massive overhaul, or the one that's first on the list. This is the second large ship I made. It's Buffalo Carrier. So this is our main carrier that would probably stay back and rarely go into the midst of a battle. More long range carrier. Hydrogen on each side. She can't fly in planet's atmosphere. She probably can do some high altitude, but probably not amazingly. She's quite heavy. A lot of hangar space, mainly for short, well, micro fighters. Not massive ones can fit in here, but this is just really built for the some of the early marks of my fighters. So. Well, this is pretty good. It's got some. Oh, yeah, as you can see there. This is when the thrusters used to have a 1-block thruster damage area. So a few panelings problems, and probably this is what I mean an overhaul, because I did the Trident there. That's the working model that hasn't got the covers on it. So it's got 2 hangars. You go in the middle. It's got a simple hull. If I put the lights on, it's getting a bit dark for you guys. Go up here, we've got the med bay, gravity generator, and you have the 2-sided bridge. So not an awful design, but something that can be done and worked on quite well. And she's got holes to the side, so she's quite simply a carrier to haul around fighters. And then we've got Probably one of the more better design ones. The first one I made is the Trident Battle Class Carrier. So she's pretty much a destroyer light, but also a carrier at the same time. I think if behind her closed doors can fit 3 fighters and possibly 2 more at the front as well. So 5 fighters ish. Squeeze them in here. We've turrets all around. This is not piped up properly. All of the hydrogen systems are piped up properly. That's why. So she could be fixed, but a lot of turrets I put on would need to be loaded manually. Batteries, jump drive, gravity, beacon, and the cockpit. She flies quite well. She can go in planet's atmosphere. Ooh. She is a planet ship. She can hold her own quite well in space and on planet. So this is something that if you had any atmospheric fighters, you would take down with you, which I don't have any in the fleet. Then we have the Crusader Corvette, which is generally well, it's not piped up as you can see, it's one block fin, but it can fight quite well. It's got quite a few turrets. It's got small hangar bay, so we've got probably a couple of fighters in here, not many. Probably a similar amount to what the Trident can hold, but hasn't really got not a carrier purpose. Quite simple gravity generator, jump drive, cockpit. She flies quite well. She's quite good all round. I would say this is probably the better escort ship for the Duckley, and possibly one Trident, because the Trident probably more as an escort for the carrier because it can also fire out more fighters and also is quite good at being a great escort. Then we have the newer, or the newest, well technically newest because I technically repainted the Pelican to this fleet because I realised I wanted to do that. But we have the Arcania, Arcania, something like that, something similar. I don't know how I said. I just sort of guessed and put some arcane with a Y and an A, and just basically it's a destroyer. It's quite well made. Mechplex industry warfare mod, so you got all the magnetic coils, got the battleship cannons, got the anti-missile shooty thing. So it's all hydrogen. She can do very high atmospheric dealings, very high, but she's not. She can't. Well, she's not horrible. She can fall slow enough where she doesn't break instantly, but she can't be an atmospheric ship. She can hold high. She can probably skid along planets. So she could probably do well dropping off some atmospheric fighters in space, quite high up in the atmosphere, and dropping them down, but not horrible. We open the hangar doors. Pretty much, she's got some side hangars on both sides, and pretty simple, heavy. She gets the job done. Not much of an interior, a lot of it is just space and power and stuff. So we've got some at least jumping, starting up reactors. We've got the cargo containers to feed stuff in. This one will work in survival. This one's piped up fully. Should ideally work. We've got some oxygen generators here. Then we got the bridge. And she flies quite well, to be honest. Being so large, she flies quite decently. Possibly something that you would keep in a main fleet, because a lot of this stuff is not meant to be just one ship, but there could be like multiple of the class built with all different names. But this, she's quite beautiful, she's quite strong. I remember testing this in high atmospheric where I crashed this quite a large ship into it and got rid of quite a lot of armor plating, but her hull was not breached. I remember like somewhere around here I probably crashed into here and probably knocked out the turrets, but it was still solid armor, nothing really got through, so she's quite strong. And then we have probably the worst one of them all, the broadsword light battleship. So she can hold her own. She can crash the entire game, the amount of firepower she has built on her. She's very scary. We have two bridges. We have the upper bridge and then we have a lower bridge. Let's get to it in a minute. Most is front end, no interior, just batteries and armor plating. So she can be a rammer. She can fight for a while. Flying, this isn't horrible saying how large it is, how sluggish, how heavy. She can keep going on. She's got a lot of thruster power, and she does, like with a lot of my ships, have decent hauling of ships, and I believe the problem with this one, I never put a bottom panel on the outside, which is kind of useless. Oh god, I went a bit too far. Dear me, whether it is the door, the door, the door, the door, the door, the door. There we go. So we have here the hangar. We have a, oh god, a lower section with a lower part of the hangar. There's some stairwells connected. Quite simply, back here, you would hold many ships. I think in here is the only ship minus the Arcania. I think that's how I say it, pronounce it, not sure, I can't remember exactly, but you can fit the Pelican in here. I think it might be a tight squeeze, but I know the Arcania can. And I think the some other fighters can fit in here. So this one's quite a good one for utility wise. It's quite good for hangar space. It's possibly the main defense force for a carrier and all that. It can, you'll probably put this in a good fleet. In Space Engineers wise, I have never really tried to put in a real battle because all my test battles, the game couldn't handle the amount of turrets. It might change in time, but I'm never ever turning it back on to fight with its turrets. But this ship, if it's ever against this, oof, it's a scary fight. The point defense is insane. The missiles are good. So defaultly, she's quite good. If I put modded turrets on, she's got a lot of flat surfaces to place turrets. So this is also a creative style ship, even though there's piping around here. I don't believe I ever piped the turrets properly. Yeah, I never really piped all the turrets. This was just sort of an idea of how it should work. Bless me. Bless me again, Jesus Christ. Sneezing. We have some seating area, we have a med bay, we have some cryo, so just a bit of crew basics. The bridge, which seeing as the new LCD screens is quite cool. Quite blimpy in the sense, I feel Zeppelin-y. But the bridge is simple, she flies decently enough. Probably could use some improvements in direction, but I think that's because how heavy she is. Do have the most awkwardest and worst staircase ever built by man. But we have the topside bridge here, which has got a good view. So there you go. There is the large ships. We have the broadsword, the Arcania, I think it was Arcadia, something like that. We have the Crusader Corvette, the Trident, the Buffalo, and we have the Duckley. Now we're going on to small ships. Never put this in a good straight line, did I? So if I remember right, I believe this is the first one. We have the Mark 1 Trident Fighter, which is quite good. She's quite small, quite compact. We have the Mark 2, which is basically I've took apart and slapped on the bottom of it. Probably not as better as that because it's a bit worse, sluggish. We have the Mark 3, which is sort of an entirely new design, which is she's good. She can get the job done. We have the Mark 1.5, so this is the remastered version of this, which has survival ready with reactors, and I believe most of the guns are hooked up properly. So if I was ever going to properly use one of these, I'd probably use this one. A bit more armor, a bit more modern flair, upgraded flair. Then we have what is only known as a new fighter, nothing ever properly named. Just simplistically a good fighter. She's got quite some good forward speed, and possibly more prototypes, secrets of some fighter that never really gets to see action much, because you know you don't want to have a secret weapon that you show out and flex around and make it very popular that it's a secret weapon. Then we have the Pelican, which I've possibly shown on the channel already, but let's say I took some mass inspiration from this one person's Pelican, which, because basically I have like so many attempts of me trying to build a Pelican. I only have one stupid one saved to blueprints, I think the rest are deleted. But then I found this on the workshop, well I found something that basically looked like this on the workshop, and I pretty much copied the outer body design to the T, because I have to admit, it actually looks like a Pelican. That's the only reason I did that, and I think there's only a few like blocks here and there that are different, some shaping blocks, and anyway, if it's like, if you could class as copying someone's creation, the other version of Pelican was only ion based, so this can fly atmosphere, space. This one's basically been repurposed and also had a glitchier it had, I think it had these on the piston and a rotor, which I basically went, okay, I'm not trying to put that in mine. So it's quite simple. We have the cargo space at the back, and it's all hooked up and all should work. I believe this is the jump up for the starter reactor, so this can work in survival sense. So there we go. There is my fleet. I hope you all enjoy. Hope you like this. I might do a world where I have this on a workshop, possibly not, possibly might, who knows. But yeah, if you see any of these ships, if you're going in a fight situation, be fairly scared. Because really, especially that one I have to admit, it's been a while since I've ever turned on the turrets really. I never really used it either because, turrets. So hope you enjoyed. My name is Jim. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content. I will be doing possibly stream later, possibly might not. If it depends how long this video takes to upload. And Discord description's down it's Discord description. No, my Discord server. There's a link in the description for that. And if it doesn't work, just shove it in your own Discord. And hope you all enjoyed. See you in the next one. Goodbye. I need to turn this off manually. I don't have a hotkey anymore because I switched my stream keys. For God's sake, tab out.